us. Let's begin. Money all day, every day. Money all day, every day. We keep money all day, every day. We getting money, honey. We getting paid. All day, every day. Money all day, every day. Money all day, every day. We getting money, honey. We getting paid. What you thought this was? What was you thinking of? You thought this shit was over with? Bitch, I'm Casanova. Last name Cheddar, cause I'm being getting cheddar. Middle name Greeks, cause I never met her. Want it, don't stare in my eyes. Yeah, I got the power, got you hit. I got cash and racks, all I see is dollar signs. Zero, all I do is process paper. If this even broke, then hope I see you later. Don't take no fear, just a cash elevator. I'm used to copycats, all they do is play pussy. Keep playing pussy, hell, I can't.
Yes. So that is the snippet of a video of our next special guest that is in the building, and that is actually not his latest single. His latest single is Levi's. Please make sure you check that out as well. Just that song made money all day, every day. That happens to be my favorite song, so that's why I decided to choose that one. So um yes, so I really thank this person for coming on. I know that we pressed for time right now, but I really want to make sure that I just put out there that um, this person is an honor and privilege to be for him to come on my platform, and I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him as well. He is an award-winning makeup artist, fashion designer, singer, songwriter, model, actor, all the things, and so just being able to get to know this person has been a joy for me. And also some challenges because sometimes we have our differences, but it's all good. It's all in love. So once we get to this intro, we're gonna have our next guest, our guy. Here we go. I'm coming up, I'm pressing on, I'm getting on. And here he is, y'all. Our guy in the building. Thank you so much for your patience and your time tonight. I really do appreciate you being here. I really do.
You are more than welcome. Thank you
Yes.
for having me.
And thank you for looking so beautiful for Faith. That's so nice. You looking so beautiful and everything, just showing just showing the people what your skills are. So thank you so much. So but I just want to kind of get more into the beginning stages of your life because you've before you became like all of these before you wore all these different hats, you were came from humble beginnings. You were raised in Florida, and you're a preacher's kid, and so you have your siblings, and you're the oldest on both sides, your mother and your father's side, correct? So
Correct.
yes. So can you just tell me? So you've kind of like got the best of both worlds there. So can you just give me some cliff notes of your upbringing or your childhood?
Yes. So my parents met at Hampton University, where they both are alumni. My mother was 9 months pregnant when she graduated from Hampton
Oh,
University.
okay.
It's so they were together, and shortly after, maybe a year or so, of my mother graduating and them having me, or maybe a year or two, they parted ways.
Mm.
And so they both started their own lives and families and started over. And so years later, I am the eldest of 9 siblings.
Mhm.
Um, my father is a pastor, um, but he is also just a man of God and just a kind, sweet person, an understanding person, a
Okay.
fun and goofy and fun person. Um, my mom is
Your twin.
uh,
Look, he
Um,
looks just like his mom, y'all. Look just like his mother. Yeah.
she is a Scorpio.
Mm,
She's intellectual. She's spiritual. She is striking. She's beautiful. She taught me a lot of survival skills,
mm, mm.
of how to live in this world, um, and to survive. So, yeah, I grew up a lot of different places. I actually lived all the way from Connecticut to Philadelphia to North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, but I was born in ATL. Um,
Okay.
and I say
Mhm.
raised in Florida because majority of my childhood I lived with my father and
Right.
I lived in Florida. So, yes, Sanford, for those who know Sanford, little old Sanford, those are my old stomping grounds. I just recently got to go home for Christmas, so that was very exciting and super fun.
Why did you
So
move
yeah,
around so much? I didn't realize you moved around. Why'd you move around so much?
because one, I was going from parent to parent. At the time, my mom was moving a lot. She was in Philadelphia for a hot minute. Then she moved down south, and my mother was a serial entrepreneur. So she was always on to the next business venture. So sometimes we had to move, and so I went to three different high schools because of that. And
Wow.
so, yeah, it was cool. I got to meet a lot of different people and just experience different things. And so, yeah.
Yeah, so now let me go back. I'm gonna just I'll reel it back real quickly because you said that your parents went their separate ways. Your dad remarried. Your mom had other children, obviously. So what was that like for you, having the balance or having to, go between from one household to another? And I know you've learned, so many different things from that side to that side. So how was that like growing up in different households?
Um, it had its perks. At one point being my father's only child, um, living in a ginormous home, having a pool, and it was really different from when I would go and live with my mother, where it's three or four siblings in one room, and you
Mhm.
don't have your own anything.
Right.
So it was a lot. It was a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
Took a lot of adjustment, but a lot of who I am today, I was back then. Just less knowledgeable, less wisdom. But I was a leader. I was led by God. When I
Mhm.
moved to go live with my mother, I probably was in my, let's see, middle school age.
Okay.
Middle school was the worst for me, just for the record. I hated
Why?
school. It was like defining me, period. And I got teased and picked on. And, it was just a lot. And I was very much a recluse in middle school. I was in elementary school, totally not.
Right.
Captain of
I was gonna.
section
Yes.
patrol.
Yeah.
I'm in SecMe. I mean, academically the top. You know, every extracurricular club I was a part of. I was,
Right.
doing those type of things. But when I got to middle school, it was not that type of story. I was like the nerd,
The
awkward.
went out.
Yes. So everybody
Mhm.
had it out for me, even the grown folks. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yes. And so, just kind of dealing with that, from being, excelling in elementary school and then kind of having a different experience at junior high school. How did that propel you for high school? What high school did you go to, by the way?
I graduated.
What high schools did you
Yeah.
go to? Yeah.
I graduated from Classic City High. It's a building
Okay.
in Melinda Gates
Okay.
school. What it was at the time, I don't know if it still is, but it was.
Mhm.
And yeah, I went there. It gave me the opportunity to graduate on time, possibly early, and go ahead and do what I needed to do. I could kind of go at my own pace versus me having to follow a specific curriculum based on grade levels. So um, that was the last school that I attended. But I also went to Evans in Augusta, Georgia. And I also went to William S. Hutchins Career Center. That's all. I love William. I was there.
Okay, I was just about to ask you which high school you like the best. So apparently that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go on and on about that school, but I won prom king 3 years in a row at that school. So that tells you just like
How did that happen?
experience. It was based on votes. So, but I did a lot in that school. I really loved that. That was like my baby. I had a lot of friends. It was, all in all, a great experience.
Yeah, but you started. Oh, I'm sorry.
But I started what?
No, I was saying that also. Because I know based on the conversation that we had, you started so early in your career, so to speak. In you owning your craft. Because I remember you telling me that you would because you also add to your list of accomplishments also event planner as well, because you've done those things. You put together different shows and different events even at that at that young age. So I wanted to interject that one.
Yeah, I was a young. What do you call them? I don't know.
I mean, you was just you were just like jack of all trades. You were just you know someone that just kind of you kind of delve into the fashion, like I said, event planning. Did the makeup come later?
Makeup came. No, makeup
It was around that time, high school.
came. No, makeup came in college.
Okay, got you. So just going real quickly back into high school. You said you graduated from what was it? You graduated from where?
Classic City High School in Athens, Georgia.
Athens, Georgia.
Shout
Okay.
out to Classic City.
And so during that time, like during high school, and just overall, during high school overall, what other extracurricular activities did you get into? Did you play any sports? Did you get into other avenues there? Were you did you have teachers that
So,
influenced you?
okay, when it comes to sports, I only played sports in elementary school, like as far as like on a team and stuff like that, which I played football, baseball, and I ran track. When I got to middle school, I did not do any extracurricular activities outside what was required of me. Uh,
Okay.
so of course I did like little stuff, for PE and that type of stuff, but I wasn't doing that. But I was a part of the band, so I played the saxophone, and when I was younger, I also played the violin and the piano. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so those were some of the things I did. When I got to high school, I went to a career high school. So the first high school that I went to, which is William S. Hutchins, they didn't have any sports or anything like that, but they did have a dance team, which I was the captain.
Okay. Okay.
They had a step team, which I was the captain of. They had a school
Of course you
newspaper,
were.
which I was the editor of. They also had a news team that reported the news every morning, which I was one of the executive producers for. They had like SECMEs, like the science clubs and things like that. I was members of those as well. Becca, I don't know if y'all remember that. I'm like, but all these were like academic, business type of things. So I was very active in my school when it came to William S. Hutchins Career Center, on Riverside Drive in Macon, Georgia. Which I recently heard that they closed the school. So I don't know if that's absolutely true. But I was heartbroken when I heard the news. And then last but not least, Evans. I was like one of 3 Black kids in Augusta, Georgia. Was definitely not trying to be seen, not trying to do nothing extra, even though that didn't work. I still stuck out like a sore thumb. And then Classic City was more so an academic based school, so it wasn't. They didn't have like clubs and things. It was just you come there, do your work, and
Mm-hmm.
go home. So that was that. But I've always been involved in things and doing things even outside of school, whether it was creating my own magazine with my sister or, being the candy kids and selling candy and ices. I've always been
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur active doing something. And so I remember growing up, we would like make gowns out of sheets and stuff. We would take all my mom would clean sheets and be making all these long gowns, and my sister would be walking like through 3 rooms with a gown on, and just all kind of stuff like that. So I feel like I've always been like creative and just like doing things even outside of school, even when I didn't have like necessary outlets. I would kind of create.
Right, you can create it. But let me ask you, Argyle, because it had to come. This had to come from somewhere. Like I know that you said, your parents, being your father being a pillar in this community, being the pastor, and the spiritual realm, and then you have the industrial side from your mom. But when it comes to you, like where do you think that draws from? Like when you just have that spirit and that type of ability and that anointing to just kind of get out there and just do, even whether it's selling candy, selling the ices, um, um, coordinating events, and just being the overall creative person that you are. Like where did that stem from? Like it came from somewhere. What
I
was
think it's
the?
in from my
Mhm,
parents. Both
mhm,
of my parents are highly intelligent people,
mhm,
very creative people, very fashion. They were very fashionable people. Whether it was dressing for church or
mhm.
dressing for a parade, it didn't matter. Like both sides of my family loved to dress. Um, I would say I felt like I am a perfect blend between both of my parents. Now, when it comes
Yes.
to like talents and gifts and things like that, I truly feel that they are God given because
Yes.
though there are some things like when it comes to event coordinating and stuff like that, I have aunts who that did that growing up, and they would make flower arrangements and stuff. They would decorate. I remember my aunts coming over and decorating my parents' house for Christmas, and putting up like 3 Christmas trees. So there's certain things that I feel like were planted in me throughout the years from like maybe different people, and I come from a very large family. My father was one of 11, so I have a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles, and everybody kind of has something that they do, whether it's cooking or, it wasn't a lot of singers in my family other than my siblings. I do have other siblings that can sing their butt off, but yeah, my mom and my dad are not singers. They're not really
Mhm.
performers, and my dad is a public speaker, so I guess that is a part of performing.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Um,
There's an art to that. Mhm,
yes, there is definitely art to that.
mhm.
Like he can get in front of an audience, he don't care how big or small, and do his thing. So yes, there's certain things I feel like I get, but like just being a multifaceted, talented person, I haven't met a whole bunch of people like that. So I feel like even growing up, it was a struggle for me. Um, just like identifying who I was and what I should do because I had so many passions, so many talents, and so many things that I wanted to do. So yeah.
Okay, so now, so going into you talked about your time in high school. Now I know you spent some time in college. Did you go straight to college or did you have some time in between and then you went?
So, uh, fast story. I applied to one college. Um, at the last one, I think I applied to one other. And I mean, it was like by the nick of time. But I applied to Morehouse College, and I remember submitting my stuff, and it was like the day before the last day. I had to overnight it, and my dad was like fussing
Mhm.
at me. Anyway, I did not get into Morehouse, so I ended up getting a job with Wells Fargo Auto. I was doing auto collections, and like I was the person that kind of did the repossessions. I was like the department that handled repossessions before the people came and got your car, and making very lucrative money. I mean, yeah, very young. I was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to school, I may have a career in this. I'm making great money. I didn't really have any real bills. So I was able to buy a car and expensive jeans and, just living a carefree life. And then one day I got a call from Morehouse, like a week before school started, saying that they want me to come start orientation.
Really? A week before?
A week before, I called
Wow.
my parents and they were ecstatic. Um, and they asked me what I wanted to do. I was just like, well, I would love to, go to school. And so I quit my job that day,
Wow.
and they offered me more money to stay. I'll never forget that. And yeah, I went to Morehouse,
Just like that. Wow. And what did you study?
political science.
Oh, and why that?
I was on a track to be an attorney, so I thought, but found
Mm.
out that that was not going to be my journey.
Uh, okay, okay. And so what made you kind of switch lanes?
Well, I was able to do an internship, and I was like, this is not what I
Okay.
thought it was. I ended up finding a passion for beauty and makeup in college. And
Mm-hmm.
so I started my first business in college, which was Beat Stupid, a talent agency where I was like collecting makeup artists and hairstylists all around Atlanta and getting us booked for these different jobs, doing makeup and hair. And so I was doing makeup and hair. I mean, not hair, but doing makeup out of my dorm room. And I started doing like all the college kids and the pageant kids and the sororities and fraternity kids. And it just kind of evolved.
It blossomed from
So
there. Yes.
I
Because
knew that I had a niche and a talent for it. And it got to the point where Morehouse and Spelman was cutting me checks to do what I was doing. So I was like, man, I'm really good at this. And so yeah, and I went on to go into TV production and start working into reality television and high fashion
yes.
magazines, and
Hmm.
you know, just one thing led to the other year. So I have a lot of experiences,
Yes.
a
Absolutely.
lot of things that I was able to experience through my career, and I feel very fortunate and blessed because some of the stories that I have, people just won't believe.
Yeah, yeah. That is true. So now how did you get the role in G status?
I auditioned at the time. Um, there was someone who I was close with who was like an associate producer on the show. And I also had my best friend at the time, Charlie. He was on the show as well. So I knew about the show. And so I had watched the show here and there, but I didn't really like fully indulge into it. So I didn't really like know all the characters. And,
Mm.
I mainly was like watching the parts with Charlie. So um, they approached me and they was like, hey, I'm going to set up an audition for you.
Okay.
Come and talk with the producer of the show. They're going to sit you down and ask you some questions. I remember taking my lunch break and driving to meet them. And we sat down. It was like at a cafe type
Okay.
of place. And it was like two or three of them sitting on one side of the table. And they asked me a bunch of questions. And I was like, okay. And I left. And then I think I didn't hear from them right away. But eventually I got a call and they told me that I was going to be on the show. And then that was all she wrote.
That's all. Oh, girl, you better flip that here. All right. Yeah. So with that experience, I mean, because you know how reality TV, overall is, but then this right here was to me was kind of innovative in a sense because this is like one of the first web reality series and within the LGBTQIA XYZ space. So I think that to me that's kind of innovative right there. So did you ever take that in consideration as you were doing this project?
Well,
that
I
this
would
was
say this.
kind of a
I knew
test?
that there had been other like reality, at least one other reality series that I knew prior to G Status, um, because I
Right. Yeah.
remember
That's what I said
people
one of. Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
talking about these other shows, and I was just one of those people like I wasn't really like into it like that. But I would watch if everybody else was watching. I would watch, but it wasn't be like something I would turn on if I was by myself.
Okay.
So I didn't know a whole lot about it. But when I got the opportunity to do G Status, like it was just something different about it that I felt, and I felt like after we did the first trailer, I knew that whatever had been done before or whatever comes after, that this was going to be iconic just because of the production quality and how they were shooting the show. And it had never been done like that, especially for an LGBT show. So it really put everybody in the light of, you know, like it looked top tier. They weren't shooting with iPhones or camera phones. They were actually shooting with real cameras.
Like real equipment. Hmm.
Yes. And so I think once I saw like, oh, this about to be, because I had, about this time I had been in the industry so long, I had seen so much, been promised so many things, had so many opportunities, and doors
Of
closed and open
course. Of
windows,
course.
cracks and seals. So you don't get as excited about things sometimes because you're just like, oh, here we go. We about to go here. Oh, okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This,
Yes. Right. Right.
But when I saw that, I was like, oh, uh,
No, this is something, right? This is on.
okay,
It's a true thing.
Nessa.
It's a sure thing. Yeah.
Okay, Nessa. I was like, okay, they bringing it. So I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I bring it. And I had done so many green screens for major networks
Mhm.
before. So like when I got in, when it was time to do my green screens, like I knew what I needed to do. They didn't need to give me no script. They didn't need to tell me what to say. All they had to do was ask me the right questions, and I was going to deliver.
And they right,
And
and that
people
you
even
know.
felt like I was reading the script just because I was giving it to them so good. They didn't know, they couldn't understand what was happening.
Mm.
But I have been preparing for that. God had been preparing me as a servant. I have been serving and serving and serving and absorbing so much information and so much different experience, so that when it was my time to make it crackle and pop, baby, I was
Yeah,
ready.
it was up from there, right?
I was
Absolutely.
ready. And
Yeah,
so, it was my time to shine, I would say. You know,
absolutely.
I didn't have to fight for no spots. I didn't have,
Mm.
everything just kind of flowed. I think the producers were very happy with what they were getting from me. And when it was good, it was good.
Yeah,
So,
so oh, okay. Now I was gonna ask you real quickly, so once you got into that reality TV space and and based on the what you had just gave us about, your experience and your time with G Status ATL Hustle, by the way, if you want to check that out. Um, how did that compel you to develop your own web reality, show that's going to be coming? Go speak to the sister. It's going to be coming. It's coming.
um, okay, that was a loaded question. But
Mhm.
I have always so before I did G Status, it's still up, so you guys can go see it.
Yes. Mm.
I did have a show called the Simply Kim Show, which I did in drag. It was kind of like a Wendy Williams meets drag show, and I
Yeah.
would talk about current events, media, hot topics, things like that. Um, I also, prior to doing G Status, had created a show called The Dollhouse of ATL, which it was featuring different drag
Right.
performers around
Mhm.
as well. So I always kind of like one had that storytelling element a part of me to where I knew
Yes.
I wanted to be able to get in spaces and places where I could create and tell the stories that I wanted to, just based on my experiences and the people that I have met. So when I got the momentum that I got from G Status, um, it just kind of perpetuated things that were already there for me to be like, okay, now it's time for me to be able to create an avenue
Your own
for
space.
myself, my own space, but also for other people.
Yes.
So, hence, Fashion Craze was created. The concept. It's a sensitive topic, but Fashion Craze is not dead. It's not nevermore. Um, but it's just a very complex situation when it comes to Fashion Craze. But I just wanted Fashion Craze to have its just due and not just be released in
Yeah.
any type of way. And so
Yes.
I am an artist. I'm very sensitive about my stuff. You know, I
Mhm.
put all my time, money, and energy into this project. And so, you know, I feel the way that I feel, and I feel that my art deserves,
Yes.
uh,
Because I don't think they
yeah,
understand, people don't understand like when certain things take time to air or certain things to come to fruition, when you don't have a big network backing and everything is coming from your pocket. Everything is coming from, your blood, sweat, tears. Everything is coming from. So, people understand the amount of work, and amount of effort and time that it takes, and the amount of investing that's needed as well to make this whole thing happen. But I just want to just kind of get into this real quick. Can we do that?
yeah.
Uh, Yeah, so I just wanted to, thank you for allowing me to share that. It just reminds us of, the great times that we had, coming up with this and, doing the press tour to promote it. And a shout out to all of those that was helping us through this process and to, and being a part of that journey towards promoting this show as well. So I do want to shout out to those content creators that did that. Shout out to all of the people behind the scenes. Shout out to our team. Shout out to all of the participants that are, in the show as well. So I just wanted to you know,
And I would
pay
be
homage.
remiss if I did not take this moment to send my love and my condolences to TJ's family. Um, we definitely
Mhm.
miss him and are praying for you all. And
Yes.
um, we know that anything that we can do
Yes.
continue TJ's legacy, we would do. And so that's another reason why I just carried this project with such tender and care and
Yes. Mm.
pride. I just want to make sure that it's done in the right way. So just keep your fingers crossed, and you just never know.
You never know. Yeah. So I mean, because I know you said it's a sensitive subject, so I don't know if you want to, because I wanted to know like where you were with fashion craze, but I mean, you said it was coming, so I'm gonna leave it there. All right. So now so you had, got into you was mentioning about you doing the drag show and I wanted to ask you about that. Like, how did Kimora Moreau come into fruition? Like, where did she come from?
College, again, I kind of found makeup and Kimura around the same time, not far from each other. But um, I discovered Kimura in college. And from there, I combined my creativity and I mean, I didn't really know anything about makeup, but I was going to learn as fast as I could. And try to absorb as much as I could. So every person I was around, I was just absorbing information, and I would pour that back into her. So every time I would hit the stage,
Mhm.
first time I performed was with a house brother for his show. So it wasn't necessary for like a competition or anything. It was fun, did really well. I was offered to come back.
Yeah.
Um, I did that. It was fun. And then there was like, hey, well, you can start doing competitions. And so they would have like talent shows, and you can go and do a drag show as an amateur. And if you win, you get a spot to come back and perform next week, and you get a little money.
Okay. All right.
So I did one at the Stars of the Century at the Jungle, and I lost. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I
Mhm.
don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah,
I'm
you.
not really
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to start a career in drag, but um, hey, I can't go out losing. So I went back in my bag and I really took the judge's notes, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come really hard. And I'm gonna win." And so I did. And then, of course, once you win, it becomes addictive. It's like, oh, I want to come back and win again. And I just
It's
kept
a
coming
rush.
back and more shows. And before you knew it, I mean, Kamor was, you
And
know,
but also Kimura had the chance to go on Drag Race almost, right?
yes. So I was
RuPaul's Drag
casted
Race.
for, yes, I was casted for the first season of RuPaul Drag Race. I was still in college at the time. I was super excited about the opportunity, but when it came down to reality and like getting ready to sign paperwork and stuff, reality hit me that my parents are still taking care of me. They do not know that I'm in Atlanta doing drag. I cannot go on national TV. Somebody from my dad's church or somebody's going to see me. And yeah, so I was like, unfortunately, I'm not
The
going to be able
world is small. Yeah.
and so I passed that on, and I don't have any regrets. Funny story, I didn't even complete the submission process, and they still selected me. So I knew it was like I had something, um, and if I knew if I ever wanted to, I could go back and do it. But I felt like I had a different journey in store.
Yeah, and your journey is. I mean, your journey is working out pretty well. I see. Because I mean, you're doing makeup, um, event planning, you're acting, and you're starting modeling, and then you got into the whole fashion design thing that we spoke about with Javen. But I wanted to get your take on that whole journey towards getting the fashion designing as well as creating your own fashion line with your fiance.
Well, the clothing line was like he said before. So I'll keep it short, but it was something to where we already had like a lot of things going on, and so I'm just like, oh
Mm,
my gosh,
mhm.
this is going to be a lot of work. Like most people, it takes them a year or two to create a whole line. So we had a couple months to pull everything together. So,
Mm,
um, but of course, my man is very convincing. So he got me on board and we did it. And I'm very happy that he convinced me
yes,
to do it.
me
It's something
too. Me
that
too.
I'm very proud of. And it's like something checked off the list. And I can't wait to revisit that part and to release another collection and to go deeper because there's so much more that we would like to do.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I know that, everything happens for a reason. So I'm just very blessed to have that opportunity to even say, um, I was given that type of platform. So,
Yes, absolutely. So let me kind of I want to get more into your journey towards um owning, your sexuality and how did you how did how, because I heard what Javen said that ever since he was 5 he knew. So I just want to get into your story, into your coming out story. How did you know that this is who you were, this is who you are, and like what you see is what you get type of thing. Like when did that happen for you? That epiphany happen for you?
um, I mean, I feel like I've been gay all my life. I knew a beautiful woman or a pretty girl if I saw one, but I never really had like a super desire to be with the woman. I have dated women up into high school.
You did? Okay.
Um, yes, I dated
Mm.
women up into high school, but I am a gold star gay. I've never been with a woman.
That's what that means, ghost. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I've never been with a woman. I've dated some of the most beautiful women and beautiful young girls when I was young. But hey, that's what it was.
Right.
At,
Right.
at 2 years old, I was walking in my mother's patent leather pumps with the Easter basket on my shoulder, walking down the hallway saying bye bye. I mean, I feel like who I am, I have been since I can remember. Now, when it comes to my sexuality and who I like,
Hmm.
I discovered that truly, I would say, in late high school
Oh, late high school.
is when I
Mm.
just really started to like really explore and be like, okay, what's it given? Um, But as far as just like me being flamboyant and I feel like I always feel like I've been androgynous, even when it comes to like my body growing up. And I
Hmm.
remember having certain conversations with my dad and just not feeling like my body looked like other boys' body who was my age. And like when we would go to the pool, I remember not wanting to take my shirt off because I felt like my body didn't look like,
Mm.
I felt like my body looked more like a girl. And, it was just certain things that I remember growing up where I always felt like I was always gender bending. Um,
Got you. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
so, um, yeah, so I think, I've always kind of even like Javen talks about how he was creating his clothes, designing his clothes and stuff like that. Like I've always been very fashionable, into fashion. Like I remember winning like best dress at school one time and like all the latest stuff. Like I was telling my dad, we gotta go to the mall, we got. So
Mhm.
I've always kind of been like that, even though my fashion has evolved.
Yes. Yes.
But I've always been into fashion when it comes to that aspect. Um, excuse me. But yeah, I think that
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So no, I want to I want to kind of fill in that void you got right there. But
yeah.
so um I want to, because I really want to ask you this. Growing up in a church, being a son of a pastor, and giving what you're giving right now, I want to get some type. I want to know like what type of pushback you have been getting. Since um
What is it that I'm giving?
but you everything,
What am I
all of it,
giving?
all of it, all of
What
it.
am I giving, my love? Tell me, darling.
All
What
of it.
what am I
That
giving? I don't
you know.
know. I mean, what should I expect? No. All jokes aside, I am very blessed. I am very fortunate to have a father, and not just a father, but a family who don't play by me,
Okay.
who loves me, who appreciates me, who cherishes me, and they also know who I am and the calling that I have on my life. And though I feel like some people in the family may have it taken them some
Or the
time to
church.
get where they need to be, but when it
Mhm.
comes to the people who are the closest to me, the people who I spend my quality time with, who I pour into and give those intimate things to, they love me and they appreciate me. And so, um, it feels good to just be accepted and to feel like I could be myself. Um,
But it had to be an initial response from the church at least. I mean, not, I mean, I know that your family, I
well, you have
understand
to
that be
also
supportive.
realize that, like, I didn't just become a PK, you know?
Okay. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
everything that I did was news,
Got it.
everything when I posed for a pink gun for it was like a campaign against gay violence and hate crimes. You know,
Got it.
it was a topic of the whole conversation. I had a friend who was like posing with their tongue out, like, and I mean, it was the topic of the church. So, I
Mhm.
mean, you have to realize, like, growing up in that type of environment when people are always looking at you, everything, like, that was the Facebook era when Facebook first came out. So everything that I posted, like, it was news, to the point where I started blocking like all the people who went to church back home, um, or was even connected to anybody that I knew back home. I had
Mhm.
to start blocking them because it was just like, I'm going to live my life, and that's what I ultimately told my parents. I gave them an ultimatum:
Okay. And what was the ultimatum?
love me for who I am, and have me a part of your life, or not, and I can go live my life, and you can go live yours.
Well, apparently they choose the former. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, where are you right now as far as okay? Because we got, you know, I'm hoping that we could kind of get more into and more in depth, because next time you come up, because I know there's going to be a next time, but 'cause I know we, do the time constraints, but I know there's going to be a next time because we got to have more in depth conversation in this because this is like so on the surface. But so given what you've spoke on so far, the experience that you've given us so far, can you tell us like what's next for you? Where do we go from here? Or where do you go from here?
Um, well, I would say publicly,
Okay.
what's next for me is, there are there are some talks of some projects. So, you may see me on the screen again,
Mhm.
um, as well as music. So,
Mhm.
I have been recording for like the past 2 years. So I have a lot of music, that I've been working on, and I'm like a perfectionist. And as time go
Mhm.
on, there's certain things that you want to change, stuff like that. But I'm not like this person who's going to just like hold on to it forever. So I'm so excited to release, a full body of music this year. I will be releasing my entire EP, so you can hear not only my singles, but other music that I have recorded and I'm very proud of. And then I have a new single um, we did some changes, some little rearranging. But of course, Levi's was my big debut, my big single. That was my big baby. But of course, there's so much more. And so we were taking one direction and we decided to take another direction. But I can say, um, exclusively here, that my next single is called Good Good, and
Mhm.
you will be hearing, audio very soon,
All right. All
and it'll be
right.
available. The big announcement soon. But yes, my next single is called Good Good, and I'm super, super, super duper. Can't get my words out.
Mhm.
Excited
No,
about it.
right,
Um,
right.
and it's just showing, just another side to me musically, because I have so many different sides, whether it's rapping, country, soul, R&B,
Mm.
gospel. I mean, there's so many things in me that, I'm releasing on this EP. So
Stay tuned, y'all.
stay
Oh, yeah.
tuned.
Yeah. So now, so we already established the fact, you're award-winning makeup artist, fashion designer, all those things. So I wanted to know, because I know you did, you've have had clients like Mama D, Keisha Cole's sister Neffy, you had, different other clients that you've serviced.
Mhm.
So I want to know, what is your dream person that you would do makeup and fashion for?
I feel like that's a very interesting question. I don't really have a dream person that I would want to do makeup or fashion for, only because I'm at a different point in my life where, um, I'm
Just
more
humor me.
focused on me.
Mhm. But
Um,
just indulge me,
but
yeah, like, yeah.
out of fun, I would say
Yeah,
I would love my top three. I'll give you top three. My top three
okay,
would
yes,
be, I would love to do Beyonce's makeup.
okay. Oh
I would love
oh,
to
yes.
do, um, Kiki, um, Palmer's makeup. I love
Mm,
Kiki.
mm.
And I would love to do Tiana Taylor's makeup because that's.
Ooh, oh, that's good.
I mean, there's more people I would
Yeah, I
love
like
to their face,
those. Yeah,
but
Oh, I
I would say
like
those would be
those.
like my top three if I could pick. Like, I'm gonna.
Yes. That'd be so dope. That would be so dope. Yeah, but let me have a little fun with you real quick before we wrap up. I'm gonna do a little bit this or that with you.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
Yeah, so this or that. I put some in this. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna give you too many right now, but you know, um, choose one or the other. You can't say both. You can't say you plead the fifth. Just one or the other. All
Dog.
right. Okay, so makeup or fashion.
Makeup.
Okay. Um, grits or oatmeal.
Grits.
Okay. Um, and I had this. Oh, Voice to Men or Jodeci.
Boys to men.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you. Oh God, I'm gonna. Okay, I want. Cause I'm gonna give. I want to give it to you real good. I want to give it to you real good.
You ain't
All
gave
right.
me a hard one yet.
Yeah. No, I'm about to. I'm about to. Um, Levi's or Made.
Mm. I'm gonna say made.
Okay. Quickly, why?
Just because I feel like lyrically, Made is
Okay.
a beast, and
Yes, that's
I
what I
feel
like
like
to
the
say.
average person like don't even understand Made. But like when I break it down to you, be like, oh
Yes.
gosh,
Hmm.
like that's
I got
dope.
it. Yeah.
Um, but so yeah, that's what I'm gonna say, Made. I feel like I really ate that up.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Shrimp or lobster.
Mm, lobster.
Okay. And so, because you're familiar with gospel artists, right? Yeah, yeah, you are. Ricky Dillard
For the
or
most
Donald,
part,
Ricky Dillard or Donald Lawrence.
Donald Lawrence.
All right. That's all I'm gonna give you right now. That was good. That was good. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for being a good sport. So now, if you had the opportunity to have, I think I asked you this before. I'm gonna ask you again because it changes. So if
Yeah.
you had the opportunity to have 5 people at the seat of your table, who would they be and why?
Five people at the seat of my table. Who would it be and why?
Mm,
Um,
mm.
I would say five. Okay. Man. What kind of table is this? Wait, what table is this for? No, I'm just joking. But okay, out of fun, of course, my husband gonna be at the table because that's my ride or die. Okay,
All
my
right, shout out to
so
Jaden.
he gotta have a seat. You know what I'm saying? I would say, mm, dang,
Uh-huh. Mm.
so many people. Okay, I would say my bestie Chrissy.
Oh, shout out to Chrissy.
I would give her a seat at the table because
Why? Mm.
she is she is a real one,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I know she love me for real. And okay, I'm gonna say, jeez, this is hard. See, I have a lot of sisters, so I would definitely give. I would put all my sisters in one seat,
No,
and
mm-mm,
I have to sit on top. She said,
mm-mm,
you can't do
mm-mm,
that. You
mm-mm.
can't do that. That's
Nice try
illegal."
though. Nice try. That was clever.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Um. Okay. I gave you two. I gave you three more.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it fun. I'm gonna say Mama D
Uh, oh, I
because
gotta
out of
hear why. I gotta hear the why for this one.
all the years and all the people that I've worked with, she has been the most realist
Mm.
one
Most
of
mhm,
them
mhm.
all, and she
Most
has
consistent.
never changed
Mhm,
who she is, no matter how much success, how much money she's got or
mhm,
didn't have. Um, she's always been the same with me. So I really appreciate her, publicly and privately, um,
Hmm.
for the love and the relationship that we have. So I would say Mama D.
Okay.
I'm gonna say um, Niecy Nash,
Oh.
because I feel like we are best friends in
Mhm.
my head.
Yes. Yes.
I love Nisha. I think she's so beautiful and so talented.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I'm gonna say, because you didn't say this to me, but I know this is my option, dead or alive. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
say Aaliyah,
Mm.
because I love
Okay.
Aaliyah. She was so precious. I felt like I knew Aaliyah personally. Um,
I think you use her as a model all the time when you do your makeup and hair. You always model after her. So yeah,
do you think so?
oh yeah,
Maybe
that makes sense.
subconsciously.
Yeah, look at you now.
Um,
Look at you
am I
now.
giving Aaliyah?
Yes.
Well, I think that's a great example because I love Aaliyah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But thank you so much for that. And who would get the big piece of chicken and why?
I heard my main response, which I think that was so cute.
Yeah, it was. It
My
was.
response would be, my man will get the big piece of chicken because I'm feeding
Oh.
him first, honey.
Oh. All right. All right. Sure. Yeah. So now this final question is I take this from the late great James Lipton from Inside the Actor Studio. So our guy, when you enter the pearly gates, what would you want God to say?
Now that's how you do that.
Mm. Enough said. Enough said. I mean,
Ah!
yes, that was given. I can't.
You like
Hey,
that?
yes, I
Yeah.
love it. I
I
love
would
it.
love if he said it. Now that's how you do that.
That's how
Yes,
you do
God, yes, Lord. Hallelujah.
it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Oh, but this was wonderful. I'm sorry that you didn't have much time with me, but
It's
like I
okay.
said,
No, no.
it's like I said, it's going to be a next time. But I just thank you so much, you and Javen. How much you guys mean to me, and I appreciate you being a part of this journey with me wherever it goes, But I appreciate you being this part of this journey with me and kicking off the new year. So I wanted to make sure that I liked you guys in as the first interviews for the new year. I'm so determined to do that. So thank you so much for just giving me just to give me the time and space, with your
Absolutely.
presence. I really do appreciate it. Yeah.
Anytime. I know it was a lot getting the schedule, but I'm glad we got it done. I've enjoyed myself. Long or short, I really enjoyed it. I
Yes.
enjoyed your interview with Javen as well.
Yeah.
I even learned some things, so that was really
Right.
good.
I know. I saw you in the
Um,
chat. Yeah.
so that was great, and I will definitely be back. And to
Yes. You be
everybody
back.
out there who's watching Faith and
Mhm.
supporting this channel, continue to like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, donate if you want. Okay, because love and support ain't always free.
Yeah, because I'm not
Okay,
monetized yet. I'm not
okay,
monetized yet, you guys.
okay. But no, I appreciate you thinking of us and thinking of
Oh, of
me and
course.
having me on your platform.
I mean,
Bringing me back to
yeah, of
YouTube
course.
because I don't really be on
I
YouTube like
know.
that because the
I
girls be
know.
shady and they be at me and they want to bring me up in things and drama, and I'm just not there
Yeah,
anymore.
but just like I said, but
So
just sometimes
I'm just joking, y'all. I
sometimes
was
you have
just kidding.
conflicts, sometimes you don't. But before you go, guy, I want to make sure that I give you, I want to also just let you know how proud I am of you and grateful that you are allowing me the opportunity to be a part of your life, and just watching the evolution of who you are. So I want to also give you your flowers as well, because I just want to
Thank you.
humbly thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life as well. So I want to make sure um, that I present that to you also. Yeah, thank you so much. I love you.
Love you too.
All right. Have a good one. Yes, that was the R guy, y'all. And I know, like I said, it was short because, like I said, we ran past our time, but it was a blessing nonetheless for them to be here. I had to make sure I kept my bra on so I can make sure that I could stay the course and be able to present to you, two people that mean so much to me. since I've been here in Atlanta, since I've gotten to know them the last few years. They've been a staple in my life, and I really um, love them dearly. And I really hope that you are able to gain so much from them, from their experiences, from their journeys, from their skill sets, and how they're able to navigate through their careers and also have actual steady jobs as well. And then, but on top of that, so I just want to thank you so much for whoever those of you that stuck in there the last few hours, those of you in the bushes, those of you that watched the replay. Please make sure you support these men. Please make sure you support me. Like our guy said, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And in the meantime, please make sure that you um tune in. My next interview is going to be on January 8th with Queen Nay, who is the owner of BU Boutique, is an online shoe boutique. So that's going to be my next guest that's coming on the 8th. So look out for that interview. And so in the meantime, God bless you and have a good